Good morning and welcome back to another episode of the Married to Sports podcast. It's the OG3 and PeeWee. What's up, Rodney and Corey? How y'all doing this morning?
We're doing great.
Well, we're going to take payments on Rodney. We need some new special
Oh
guests.
my
We're
goodness.
going to.
Well, hold on. I'm doing great, but Corey, since he's a Jets fan, he's not doing too good today. Yeah.
Now I'm a Jets fan. What the
We didn't
heck?
even become
Hey,
a
you
Jets
want to
fan.
come at me? I'm gonna come at you. That game last night was just awful.
That game last night was pretty bad. And let's
Kind of
before
remind me.
we dive into Pee-wee football, let's go ahead and let's talk about some big boy football for a minute. And the Patriots played last night. They showed up. They had a game.
Yeah,
Uh,
Henderson had a great
there was
game.
no away team. I mean, they played a bunch of I don't know high school kids out there.
Well, I think a high school quarterback can throw a ball
Listen, I
without
want
hitting
to talk
his
about
own
that for a
teammate in
minute.
the helmet.
136 yards. You could not get me 136 yards. Rod could go out there and pass for 130. Well, I don't know about with the Jets organization.
I'd hope Tyrod Taylor could at least get you 136 yards because, that's
You
their
know, like if
backup.
Justin
But,
Fields
oh,
didn't do it with his
my.
legs yesterday, like they wouldn't have been able to do anything. Now he did throw for a touchdown, and they had a
No.
couple drives that looked good. Um, but that first half, outside of that first drive, which I missed because I was on my way home, I went the whole first half. My son pulled me away 3 times from the TV, and all 3 times I missed the entire drive. And I wasn't gone but a second. I literally ran to the fridge and back and missed their entire drive 3 times.
To be honest with to be honest with you, Justin Fields only threw for 116 yards. He was what 19 yards under the average,
That wasn't even the
something like that.
average.
Because
That wasn't the average.
I know.
Hey, what was his yards
Oh, it had
per
to be
pass,
terrible.
Rod?
Probably like 1.4.
We'll find out.
Why don't you just give it to Brees Hall and let him
At
throw?
this point, why not throw?
They did let Isaiah Williams try to throw once.
You know, every win in the NFL is a good win. I'm not going to take any win in the NFL for granted. But at the same time, I really don't like the Patriots beat up on them the way that they did because I don't actually know about the Patriots. Like, I know they're a contender. Like I said, they were going to win the division coming into the season. Everybody thought I was crazy. I didn't think Buffalo had a choice but to take a step back. They've actually done really well this year. Granted, their receivers would be number twos everywhere else.
Average per pass was 4.5. Now, for for a career, according to AI on Google, his career is 6.9. Yeah.
4.5. You would love that for your running back, not for a quarterback. And I'm with you, Brandon. You know, but the one thing it does say about the Patriots is they're beating the teams that they should beat. And that's a good thing because we see a lot of these teams taking bad losses, against teams they shouldn't be taking losses to. Green Bay at home against Cleveland, stuff like that. But New England's doing what they're
Yeah,
supposed to be doing. And, you got to commend them for that. I know that nobody wanted to see him play the Jets, but they did what they had to do. They took care of business. And usually you see when a team plays, well, no matter what sport, when you see a team play such an inferior competition, they usually play down to that competition. New England in the first half did,
I
but
agree
not in
with
the
that.
second
Here's
half.
an interesting stat, real quick. We were talking about Justin Fields' yards per pass. The number one quarterback this year for yards per pass. Who do you think it would be?
Matthew Stafford.
Matthew
I don't know.
Stafford.
Tell me.
8.86.
And how many
8.86.
yards?
How you How you gonna let Corey
So
say he don't know and then
4
not
more
even give me a
yards.
chance to answer?
I'm sorry.
But
Yeah.
You
luckily
said
I said
Matthew
Matthew
Stafford.
Stafford before you did.
And then here's the thing: everybody wants to rip on Daniel Jones right now. He's like at 8.3 yards.
Good for DJ. All right, so
I'm just making a point.
well,
The point I'm making is, you know what? Ultimately, I got a question for both of you.
I'm trying to go somewhere. So where are
Is
you going, Rod? Hurry up.
I'm going right here. Is Justin Fields done in the NFL after this team?
No, he was 4-2 in
No, somebody
Pittsburgh.
will pick him as a backup.
Nobody's
Yep.
been good
Put
Somebody
as
the
will
Pittsburgh
take
rec-
him
was
as a
in
put the
Pittsburgh.
backup.
record
Period.
as put the record aside. We saw a lot of bad passes in the middle of nowhere last night. Not even close to a receiver. That's bad game film. Who would want to back
Hold
up
on
there?
now, because there might have been a receiver in the area. You didn't see if that receiver was covered or not, and if Justin Fields was just dirting it.
That's a fair
Yeah.
point.
The thing is somebody will pull him. Somebody will get him. He might not get a. He might not be. They're not going to get him as a starter.
Another team will pick him up to let him
But
compete.
just per, perfect example here. Okay, you have Lamar Jackson. They got Cooper Rush, two opposite quarterbacks, right? When Lamar went down, so they brought Hundley back because Hundley is more like Lamar Jackson. So a team like that, I could see picking up Justin Fields as a backup.
But what kind of coach?
So I saw
Where
an
are you
interesting
going,
stat
Brandon?
last night about Drake May, and there was a question we answered on the GM. And I get this question a lot on my podcast on TikTok. Is Drake May an MVP? And I watch Amazon. No, sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I watched the game, and they have a feature on the bottom that you can select, right? And it's the vision feature. You guys know what I'm talking about? On the on the site that they showed the game on last night.
Yeah.
And I watched that. I
Yep.
watched that, and they pull up neat statistics. And they actually had a percentage statistic on Drake May versus and his value to the team. And percentage wise, they had this stat where Drake May is actually the most valuable to his organization by 71 point something percent. He was actually leading the
Doesn't
race
surprise
in
me.
all quarterbacks, including Matthew Stafford.
You know you, you know the thing about it is though, Brandon. You think about this: his wide receivers, and then okay, he's got Henderson now, but Henderson didn't start the year off being the starter with Stevenson. Henderson's come on the last couple weeks. It's been Drake May. You got to have receivers to get open, but you also got to have that quarterback that knows where to throw. Not throwing triple coverage trying to make a small window, but
I told y'all I was
one-on-one
really high on
coverage.
Trayvon Henderson coming out.
He
I was surprised that he
Yeah,
wasn't the number
yeah,
one. That was the
yeah,
Patriots just showing love to Stevenson. It wasn't because he earned the role of number one,
that's true.
because we've seen what he's done. I was really high on him coming out. Now the one that I was really high on coming out that has been kind of a
Yeah,
letdown, and I know the Raiders are a bad organization, but is Ashton Genty. Um, Bijan Robinson was a great
yeah.
running back at Texas. Uh, Very great. I mean, he honestly probably could have been the Heisman. He did not translate in the NFL as quickly as I thought he should. Trayvon has come in immediately and made an impact.
Yeah.
and
Shadaboo
that's what
has
that's
immediately
what
came in and made an impact.
and that's what you want from your running backs and receivers. You want them to come in and make that immediate impact because that's what you're drafting them in the first round for. Immediate
Well, a
impact.
running back doesn't have a long life
You know
expectancy.
something? One thing about
That's my point, Brandon.
yeah, My thing with that is too is you think of Henderson. Look who his backmate was in Ohio State. Junkins is having a
Yeah,
good year in Cleveland. And they've came in. What the thing is with those two backs have come in, and they've got complementary people beside them. Genty came in, and there's no other running back to complement him
Yeah, they
in
got
Las
that's a great
Vegas right
point.
now. And Boise State
people
ran
forget,
him
but
That's a
to the
great
Amir
point,
ground,
Abdullah.
Corey.
anyways.
People
And
forget, but
and now
Amir
he's getting ran to
Abdullah
the
is up
ground
there with
again,
Jonathan Taylor.
huh? Yeah,
But
yeah, you're
can
right,
we
exactly.
say that Jonathan Taylor, Quishon Junkins, and I'm thinking of the other name, not Genty, Henderson,
Henderson.
have that big, wide hip that like an old style running back that we haven't seen in a while?
I think it's more of
Yeah,
the
but
you
you know
see
what?
the
Something you're seeing this year
combination
too.
of the Gibbs and the LaDainian Tomlinsons with those players.
Yeah,
If that's what you're trying to say, yes, I
you
see
know
that.
That's
the thing
that's what
is,
I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, when Corey, you're 50, I'm 50. When we grew up watching football, these guys had hips that they could drive through the line. They could do anything at running back. Today, for the last, 10 years, we
like,
haven't seen that.
Right, Rod, you gotta you,
hey, the legs though. Look at Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey, if you looked at him, you wouldn't think he was stocky down low, but he is. He works it. I mean, that's the thing with these running backs. Derrick Henry's lasted so long because not just because he's big, he trained. Try to. You always say tackle the running back at their legs. Well, if their legs are a stick, you're going to get them down. But if their legs are a tree
yeah.
stump,
And that's
good luck.
that's why I was using the hips for example because we saw a lot of people, a lot of great running backs were driving through the tackle. You know what I mean?
But you're not
But
taking
I
into account the
also I
evolution
become
of
a
the
good
game,
believer
Rod.
in
We don't use running backs like we used to use running
yeah.
backs. You can't be built like that. That's why you're seeing the combination. Like that's why you're
Well,
seeing the Trayvon Hendersons being built the way they are. That's why you're seeing that combination of the Gibbs and LaDainian Tomlinson because the evolution of the game. We're not using them as three downs. Here you go, Emmitt Smith, just run the air out of this, right? This is hey, catch this ball out here in the flat. This is hey, go up here and run an out route. This is a lot of hey, block here and then leak out. You know what I mean? They're utilizing
I know what you.
they're
you
utilizing the
see
passing game so
something
much,
now.
and the linemen like if you look at linebackers and DBs, they've all kind of gotten smaller because you got to have speed.
Yeah, and you look at this nowadays. You know, look at your running backs in the past, your Emmets and all those. You never really heard who their backups were. But you look at Detroit, Montgomery, Gibbs, Henderson, Stevenson with the Patriots,
Because
Cook and
Henderson's
Ty
built like David
Johnson
Montgomery
at
since you brought
Buffalo,
him up.
uh, yeah, Taylor and Abdullah at in Indy. Look at McCaffrey.
Well, now you got
With
Brian
When he had
Robinson
Mason
Jr.
with him behind him. You know, yeah, he's got Brian Robinson Jr. this year. They're not meant to. These running backs, yeah, and coming out of college, that's something that Genty doesn't have. So he's getting the brunt of three straight downs, and they don't have the greatest passing game. But he's not getting a break either, like a lot of these guys. I mean, look at when you play Detroit, you're sitting there going, okay, Gibbs, fast, we got to make sure. Next thing you know, they bring Montgomery in and he runs right up your throat. I mean, that's a hard combination. It's like coach when I coached at high school. This is the funniest thing I'll ever say. Our defense, we played a team from up around the Chicago area. Do you want to know what that team ran in high school?
And see,
The wishbone. Now, kids, kids are used to tackling, receivers and that stuff like that, and you threw the wishbone at them.
I coach women's professional
It's
football,
hard.
and we use a two back system. Now we don't. We have a Gibbs Montgomery type backs, but we do it in reverse. I use my bruiser first. I wear it down the line. I get the linebackers tired, and then I've got a speedster EJ that I make. She just takes off and tears it up.
I can see the reverse of that.
Yeah, it's this the way that it's evolutionized now. You pretty much have to go two backs. You got to have two good backs. Not a workhorse, and then somebody comes in.
And we use a
You're going to hand the
fullback as
ball,
well.
and they're going to get a
I have a
yard.
fullback as well.
That's not the NFL anymore.
I have a couple of them.
And you see the good teams.
Mm-hmm.
You see some good running teams that do have fullbacks.
Yeah.
Baltimore,
If you watch Baltimore's
San
offense,
Fran,
we're similar to Baltimore. We're very similar to
Dallas.
Baltimore.
Yeah. Look at Dallas. Lepke, he gets in there. These other teams are using tight ends as a fullback, and the tight ends that now are more of a pass catching tight end than a run
They've been
blocking
using
tight end.
Travis Kelsey in Kansas
So
City in the fullback spot, and I like it. I like him as a fullback.
yeah, but he's not afraid to block. There's a lot of these tight ends that they don't. They're like they like the
Hey,
idea of
speaking
being a
of
tight
tight
end, but
ends,
they don't want to block.
I wish Mason Taylor was with a better organization. He's a rookie. He is related to
Me
Joy
too.
Taylor and to no, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
his kid.
yeah, yeah. It's
Just
I just
yeah,
Jason Taylor, Jason Taylor's son,
yep,
and so I would like to see him be with a better organization, or I'd like to see them get with a quarterback. Justin Fields last night was terrible. The fact that you couldn't throw for 136 yards in the NFL, that is pitiful. But a lot of that is coaching too. And
All right.
it is.
Adonai Mitchell
It's
dropped a
both.
couple last
It's
night he
both.
shouldn't have dropped. A couple other players dropped some passes they shouldn't have dropped. And I can't put that on Justin Fields. But what I can say is there needs to be some progress. I couldn't see what was going on with the receivers downfield. Camera
Yeah, and
doesn't show that.
the other
Huh?
thing I seen last night, Brandon, was what something else I seen last night watching that game is they do need to give him
Yeah.
a little bit more time in the pocket. They were getting back there pretty fast. I mean, the one guy hadn't had a sack in 2 years that he just whiffed right past the
I thought they were
the
going to be a
guard.
little more competitive than they were last night. I would like to see some changes. Um,
Yeah,
but Greg May did great. The Patriots did great. Testament to that defense. They played well. I really want to give them more credit, but it is against the Jets,
yeah,
who completely broke up their organization. They went completely young. They're
yep,
trying to change the culture. Aaron Glenn. They are really believing in Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn's going to get his guys in there. They're going to do his thing. And so I think the Jets will be all right eventually. Now, I'm not going to say they're ever going to win the playoffs, but I think Aaron Glenn is going to prove that he can coach, and the Jets are going to be all right.
Let me ask y'all one question before we move on from
yeah.
this and go to the picks. What kind of coach can get Justin Fields right as far as his passing ability?
What do you mean?
I mean, who would you pick for him if you were picking him to a team?
I mean, you get him with a Liam Cohen, a Kellen Moore, Kevin O'Connell. You get him
Kevin
with a
O'Connell.
good quarterback coach, Sean McVay. I think you could do something with him. Listen, Lamar Jackson did not have the best arm talent coming in the draft. Okay, that year, Lamar Jackson was a project. I thought he was faster than Michael Vick. You could use him like Michael Vick, but he could throw. Okay, you know what I mean? I'm never going to say a quarterback going into the NFL can't throw, but some just don't throw as good as others. Lamar Jackson was not a great thrower of the football. he has now worked on his arm and became a good thrower of the football. That is a testament to Todd Monken and that offense over there in the with the Ravens. And I think that if you develop Justin Fields, you can get that with him. Nobody's been successful with the Jets organization other than Mark Sanchez,
And
and he yeah. So we all saw the butt fumble. We know how that worked out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah. My question to you, Rod, without looking at it, look straight ahead, without looking at it, could you tell me who the Jets offensive coordinator is off the top of your head?
I can't remember the name, but he came from Detroit.
Okay. It's Tanner Ingstrid. First time ever being a coordinator, and it's with the Jets. And it's Justin Fields. I mean, you knew this year is going to be tough. He was a passing game coordinator, but he's now an OC. So, I mean, that's not somebody you would think about right off the bat to try to get the best out of Justin Fields,
I agree. But,
knowing the problems he's had.
everything I've been hearing, the Jets are going to go get Fernando Mendoza because, according to some of the comps, with
They need more than just a quarterback, and they should look
no,
at the
I
Bears
agree.
to
That's not my
understand that.
point. According to the comps that they're looking at, is Mendoza reminds them of golf,
So
so that would
Okay.
fit that system
I think Mendoza is a
as
really good
well.
quarterback in college. I think having a quarterback like Mendoza behind Justin Fields will make Justin Fields better. However, I don't want to see them waste any quarterback. But
Yep.
Justin Fields showed
Go
me
get
enough
your.
in Pittsburgh, and I've seen Sam Darnold come out and make a big impact for Minnesota and the Jets, and the Vikings. I mean, I've watched I've watched
Even
quarterbacks come
Seahawks.
out of
Falcons,
the Jets
Vikings.
like Geno Smith and make an impact where they've gone. So at this point, I think it's a Jets problem, not
Yep.
necessarily a Justin Fields problem. But
Mm-hmm.
with the film that Justin Fields has shown
Yeah.
me also is not good film. I'm not going to sit here and say that this guy
Yep.
is a starter in the league, is one of the better players. I'm not going to go stand on a soapbox for him. But I'm not going to let the
Nope.
Jets take away what I saw in Pittsburgh.
Yep. I agree. And that's the thing. They got them a defensive minded coordinator or coach. They've got a first time
OC. Yeah.
offensive coordinator. So I mean, that organization, you need to build the standard around your quarterback before you go get the next best thing
And if
as
they
a
go draft
quarterback.
Mendoza and they draft, I mean, obviously, let's be honest, they're going to have a really high draft pick. 1, 2, right? They're not going to go below the third pick of the draft, right? It's going to be between them and the Saints. Well, I say that there's one team that I think only has one win. That's the Titans. So the Titans might have the first pick again overall.
Yeah.
If you go get a quarterback and you set him behind Justin Fields, I think that's going to push Justin Fields to get better. You got him for three
It could.
years. You're going to sit
Very
that
well could.
quarterback anyway. Justin Fields, if he proves himself, or even if he doesn't, they decide to move on. I do think somebody goes picks him up.
Yeah. And that Jet organization, you see it with Cam Ward this year. You see it with Cam Ward. They don't have anybody in front of him. And that's the thing that these organizations need to figure out. It's great to go get your future quarterback, but who's going to block for your future running back or quarterback? Who's going to catch the ball from your future quarterback? Who's going to run the ball for your future quarterback?
You say that,
You
Corey.
know?
I agree with you. I mean, the Jets, the Titans are 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 the franchises that don't have a lot around them.
You know the Jets' best offensive lineman
Yeah.
just passed away, and he's been retired for a
Yeah.
few years, and that was Mangold. You know, they had Brickashaw Ferguson.
Makai
Waste,
Becton.
you know, they know how they, but I'm just saying, but they don't have anybody that jumps out now. And if you watched that game last night, that Patriots interior defense, not the defensive ends, the interior defense, the two big old
Yeah, but the
tackles
plus side
was
I
there,
getting to the
agree.
the plus
quarterback.
side there is you're young and you're gonna have a
That's an
bunch of
issue.
draft capital.
Now,
Yes.
here's the question. Let's say you go fourth overall, right? Do you trade some of that draft capital to move up to first to take Mendoza, or
You think
do you
Mendoza's gonna go
try to
first
trade down
overall?
and build your team? What?
You think Mendoza's gonna go first overall?
I think he
I'm not
is.
taking Mendoza first.
I'm telling you right now, and this might be why I'm not a GM, but I'm telling you right now, I go out, I'm watching college football right now. If I think I'm going to have a top three pick, if I'm just say Tennessee or the Jets, just one of those two, I'm going and I've got my scouts going to every game watching the for a offensive tackle, right or left, or both, and I'm using my first pick on that.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I'm using my first pick on a
Be-
tackle.
And
Um, I'm gonna get a skill. I'm gonna get a skill player.
or a center, I don't care who it is.
It'll be a linebacker. It'll be a receiver, a running back. If I'm Tennessee, I'm gonna do whatever I can to help Cam Ward get some weapons. The defense has not been playing bad.
You know,
They've got some
one
pieces.
thing I
They
like
need some
about
pieces, but they've kept Cam Ward in games. It's the offense. They need receivers. They need a running. Well, yeah, they need Tony Pollard is not going to be enough, and he's on that. He's on his downside. He's on his
yeah,
backside of his career. So you're going to need to get some weapons,
and Sharp
and
was hurt
yeah,
most of this
you
year.
get Cam. You're gonna have to work on getting Cam Ward some weapons. But you are going to have to work on that offensive line as well. But I think if I'm not mistaken, and there's Tennessee fans out there that can help me out with this. I think their line is pretty young as well. I don't think they're a I don't think they're a veteran
It might
line.
be. It might be. I
And
haven't
so
looked at it.
you've
You
got
know,
some
and
wiggle
that's the
room
thing.
here with if you're the Titans, if you're the Jets. I think the Jets need to go get a quarterback back up Justin Fields, push Justin Fields, right? Push him up or get him out. But
Yep.
Cam Ward, Jaden Daniels. Um, I would work on getting Drake Mason more weapons. I'd work on a little bit more on that defense. Not a whole lot. You got to really tune up there. You've got a bunch of young guys. You're playing for now and the future. I think you're playing with house money at this point. Um,
You know the one thing I like about Jerry Jones, because Dallas usually is in the late teens, or in the 20s where they draft at. One thing I like about Jerry Jones at that time, he's always had the cojones to go get a center or an offensive lineman. You know, we we got both of our starting centers, or three starting centers in the last, our three last starting centers, all came via the draft, and two of the
I
three were first
agree.
rounders. And
I still feel like you can get them in the second round.
usually you can. I mean, if it depends on who it is. I mean, there's some out there that like if there was a Jonathan Ogden out there, or a Brickashaw
Yeah.
Ferguson is another one that comes to my
Mason
mind.
Taylor, not Mason Taylor. What's his name? Mason Graham from New England.
The
No,
the
the offensive
defensive
guy.
guy.
The
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm just saying. I mean, if there's a future Hall of Famer, can't miss offense lineman.
I was thinking of the guy that the Patriots drafted this year to go with Drake May in the front left tackle.
Since we're talking
That's
about
what I think
offensive
it is.
linemen, My wife gets so mad at
He
me.
is an offensive
I know.
lineman.
I said since we're talking about offensive linemen, my wife gets really
Oh,
mad at
sorry.
me that I don't know offensive linemen like that. I don't know how to scout them. I don't know how to really. It's not that I don't
It's
know how. I'm sure if I sat there and I watched it, I would. It wouldn't take me long to figure it out. That's not what I look at. I look at. I'm a skill guy. I look at skill guys.
there's something that yeah, and that's the thing but that's why when you're building a coaching staff and stuff, that's what you need though. You need somebody that's gonna just watch the skills, go after the skill. Then you need the person that's gonna sit there and watch the guys in the trenches, because it is different. You are looking for different things. Yeah, a lot of football's the same thing mentally wise, but physically wise, you've got different things. I've always liked wrestlers
Yeah.
on my offensive line because they know how to grapple. And I've always thought that was the best
You're
thing to
right.
have. I don't want my running back wrestling.
Yeah.
I want him to be in track or something. I want my offensive lineman to be doing wrestling when football season ain't there. If he's doing another sport.
Corey, going back to your Dallas Cowboy thing, I can remember what I've watched the NFL draft for years. And you know what? Mel Kiper and all of these guys, every year for the first 5 years in a row, y'all would draft offensive linemen, right? Mel Kiper and all
And
were
get a
like
horrible grade.
overrated. That's a wasted pick. That's this, and you end up having a Hall of Fame. Every guy on that line being a Hall of Famer.
That's my
So
Yep. Now, if we just
that's
knew how
my
to draft
biggest
other things.
my biggest compliment to Jerry Jones. Yeah, I say it every year and all the time is we draft really well. We draft really really well. Now there's times like Mozzie Smith.
Yeah,
Um, that's the latest one I can remember that I was like, "What are you doing?" It was like the year the Lakers took. Was it D'Angelo Russell?
yep.
When man, who else was? There was somebody else that was on the board that year,
I know who you're thinking of. I can't think of it, but I'm right there with you,
and I was
Brandon.
like, "What are we doing?"
Yep.
see, here's the thing. I want to say this to what y'all are saying. Think of the bad organization. I'm going to take the Charlotte Hornets for instance in basketball. You draft Kobe Bryant. You draft Shea Gill SGA. They never saw the light of day with the team. They were traded. Think about this. If you can scout talent and you're pushing them away because they don't want to be there, granted, bad organization, but I'm just saying, you know what? Ultimately, it it's a culture fit, and Dallas and certain teams get that better than other teams.
But see, that's the thing. The Jets should never be a bad organization. No offense.
No,
And the
I
Giants,
agree. That's the point I'm making,
yeah,
Corey.
because they live in New York City. Most athletes, would love to be in New York City, just like out in L.A. You know,
Well, I mean, I think you got to look at the
Woody John,
organization.
yeah, Woody Johnson. Obviously everybody heard it came out that his grandson had input on stuff. Really? You own a major organization, even if it's not true. You've got people that's working under you putting out stuff like that. That's when you just clean house, and that's not the coach, that's not the GM, that's everybody around you, your trusted people that put that out
I
there.
mean, when you look at the Jets organization, you gotta ask yourself, how is Broadway Joe the only one to be successful? How many GMs have they gone through? How many
You
head
can
coaches have they gone through? After
you
Yep.
after
can say he's a
after Broadway Joe for the New York Jets, you have the butt fumble.
Yeah, well, here's a good one. The Jets had a great defense with Klecko and Mark
Gastineau.
Gastineau, but again, they couldn't get the offense right. Not a quarterback, and it's like, really?
That's what I'm saying.
I
You
mean,
gotta look at the organization.
yeah, that organization they're hiring the people that they shouldn't. And honestly, the sad part is the one coach that did good there was Rex Ryan or Rex Ryan.
That's Ryan, yeah.
But he didn't
And you
give
know
it. He
what?
didn't. But you know what? He didn't listen to his owners, and that's why he's gone.
And you know what? We see it so much in every organization.
No,
Jerry
you don't.
is
No,
a
you don't.
perfect
No, you
example.
don't.
No, hold on. You do
You're no,
see
you're
it
not. You're
because
not going to sit here and take a 12-5 team and say we're the Jets organization. You're not going to do that.
no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. You're not letting me finish. I say we see it a lot of time that these GMs and coaches can butt heads about players, about culture, about what they want. It don't always mean the GM or the coach is going to get their way. They want the best talent. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, but the thing is the owners are they own that. They're the ones that either make a profit or lose profit. And if you can't get you're going to tell me out of all these years that Woody Johnson has not been able to get it right with a GM and a coach, then he shouldn't be the one doing, hiring them. It should be somebody
Exactly.
else.
That's ultimately what I was saying. I mean, you see it because look at Robert Sala. Robert Sala, if given the opportunity and not forced, and I'm not saying forced, but for instance, the Aaron Rodgers situation and
Well,
all.
here's the other thing. Sala, you cannot if him. There are you got to admit there's times that coordinators are just not meant to be head coaches, and I think Robert Sala is one of them. He is a hell of a defense coordinator.
Or Robert Sala was a victim of the Jets
That's where I was
organization.
going, Brandon. That's where I was
Yeah,
going.
he was a victim of the Jets organization. That's what I'm saying. Head coach. There's certain. I think Aaron Glenn, because if you remember Aaron Glenn as a
Oh,
football
yeah.
player, he brings the same thing to as a coach, and he's I think him for that Jet organization. I honestly think he's good for it.
The Jets are going all in on Aaron Glenn.
Yeah,
That's why they
and
had
that's
to
what they
fire
need to do.
so.
Yeah, that's why they didn't. That's why Salah didn't make it. They didn't go all in for him.
That's ultimately what I was using by solid. That's because ultimately they didn't go all in, and you gotta go all in with the coach and GM to see where they work together.
Brother, that's a long way to get to that point. You took us all the way around the world to get there.
I know I go around the world in
All right,
two
we got to
minutes
move
The
on. We
sometimes.
got
sad
to
part
move on to
is
Pee Wee.
yeah.
We done talked 37 minutes about the Jets.
Who knew?
Hey,
You.
that's the most they've been talking about here.
All right,
We gave them kudos.
your bums take on Louisville tonight.
My bums, I take my bums. Uh, Ultimately, I feel like Louisville's a better team, but I think we can pull this one out.
That is a straight homer
Brandon, you're
take.
gonna be
You're in Louisville. Louisville's going to mollywop y'all.
Brandon. I love you, but you're gonna be on the island this time. I'm going with Rodney's Clemson Tigers tonight.
I'll take that island. Louisville at home.
Yep, there you go, buddy. See, I knew you'd love me.
Minnesota at Oregon.
I went with Oregon. There's no, I can't even. I can do a lot of things, but not that one.
I can, I agree with you, Corey. Oregon.
Sweep. Coach Bacon also, so you guys know, did take Oregon.
Yeah,
That's a 6:30 game. Hang on. Wisconsin at Indiana.
Indiana.
Indiana. I rode with them all year. Give me Indiana.
Indiana should win this game, but I want y'all to.
Yes.
This is upset alert. I'm not saying it's. I'm not saying it's gonna. I'm not picking the upset. Okay, this is a sweep, but
Yeah.
upset alert. This is the ultimate trap game for
Yep.
Indiana.
It really is. You're 100% right, Brandon.
If
South
they'd have been in Camp
Carolina.
Randall,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Corey.
only if they were in, if they would have been in Camp Randall, I don't know. Indiana might have been, yeah, even in more trouble. So
I agree. Well, no. Usually when you have to travel to somebody, you're a little more focused. When that somebody comes to you, that's usually when it happens. You get caught
Yep.
slipping because you're comfortable. Indiana might be too comfortable. South Carolina at Texas A&M.
Give me the Aggies in a close game.
Give me the Aggies, to use Brandon's term, in a mollywhopping.
This is sweep.
Well, Norris Sellers won't be there next year.
It's a sweep, but South Carolina might be a trap game.
Yep, that's what I was thinking.
They play us.
You're right.
They play Texas next week.
Yep.
Notre Dame at
That
Pitt.
is. Unfortunately, I'm taking Notre Dame.
I'm on the island pride myself, probably. I'm taking Pittsburgh.
You're not on the island. Coach Bacon actually said to let everybody know he's taking Pittsburgh, and that I'm also taking Pittsburgh. Corey, you're gonna be on the island on your
I'm
own.
on the island.
I think this is the one that gets it done. I believe in the football gods. You can say what you want. I believe I'm a Christian, okay, but I believe God loves football. I believe that's why I believe that's why it's on this earth. I believe that's why the games are on this earth. It's because we are meant to be in peace and have fun and love Him. And so I believe that Notre Dame is suspect, and I think that football will right that wrong, and Pittsburgh wins at home. If Pittsburgh can't do it, ain't nobody gonna be able to do it.
Yep.
Michigan at Northwestern.
Michigan and a mollywop.
Yeah, it's gonna be one-sided.
I'm going to upset here, Northwestern.
Wow.
All right. South Florida at Navy.
This one, Brandon, I've called the last two that Navy lost. Navy gets it right and wins this one.
Oh, you stole my thunder. I want.
Did I? Sorry,
I
buddy.
want to take South Florida. I really like the midshipmen at home. They've been playing a really good brand of football, and I went against the military a couple times, and they let me down. So I think that Navy is going to right the ship this time, and they beat South Florida because they're going to be better in
Yeah.
the trenches.
Yeah.
Give me South Florida. I dislike that Byron Brown.
I like that quarterback, man.
He's,
Is that the quarterback?
Me too.
yeah,
I've only got to watch him a couple times, but man, he is good. I like him.
he is good. His game's going to translate to the NFL for
I think he
sure.
will too. Arizona at Cincinnati.
Cincinnati's at home. I've got to take Cincinnati.
I'm going to go Cincinnati.
I think I took Cincinnati, but I really want to go Arizona to go on the road and win.
Yeah.
Sweep. I'll take Cincinnati, but Arizona might go on the road and get that one.
Yeah.
Oklahoma at Alabama.
You know what? For once in my life, Coach Bacon, here you go. Boomer Sooner.
Coach Bacon also has Boomer Sooner, and he would probably say something about how Mateer's the greatest and Venables deserves Coach of the Year, should be in the NFL, and I don't know what kind of crazy stuff he throw out here. But he's rocking Boomer Sooner. And I just gotta go against Coach, man.
Yep.
I just gotta go against it. Oh God, I can't believe I'm saying this. Somebody give me the dish soap so they can wash my mouth out. Roll Tide.
Oh.
I'm going to be honest. This is a hard one to pick because y'all call me the kiss of death for every pick.
Well, you are.
Mary, if you're listening to the podcast, our friend, roll tide.
Oh,
I'm going to be
all
rooting
right.
for Oklahoma in this game just because I live in Oklahoma and I want to see the Sooners beat
That's right.
Alabama. But I think
That's
Alabama
right.
is the best team in college football outside of Ohio State.
I agree with that, Brandon. That's how I feel. That's why it was hard for me to pick because I love Venables as a coach, but ultimately Ty Simpson's having that Heisman Trophy year.
I want to see Texas take on Alabama in the SEC championship.
You may get to see it, but it might be a long shot too.
Oh, it's a long shot. UCF at Texas Tech.
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech all day long.
Sweet. NC State at Miami.
Let me see something.
All right, you guys sitting
Oh, what
down?
do you need to see?
You ready to sit down?
Go ahead.
North Carolina State upsets Miami.
What?
This is the kind of quarterback that hurts Miami.
I can see it. That's where I was looking, Corey. I was looking at North Carolina
Yes,
State's
I am a
record.
Miami fan going against my team. Picked against my team. Yes, I did it. I just think this is going to be a crazy weekend.
I agree. I agree with you, Corey. I want to take it, but since I'm the kiss of death again, give me Miami.
I don't want to pick this game. I don't even know anymore. I had Miami.
I'm just saying, Brandon. It's just Bailey is that kind of quarterback that, like Louisville's quarterback, just that kind of quarterback.
You guys only have 2 losses, man. You guys have not pooped the bed that many times. Give me Miami. Give me Miami.
Okay. I'm glad you
But
guys did. I'm glad you did. I'm serious.
but
We're
when they
rooting for
poop
them.
the bed, it's diarrhea. Let's be real.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I'll be there to cry some more, but it's okay.
All right.
You agree with me, Corey?
Yeah.
GT takes on
Yeah.
BC.
GTE.
Yeah, I like Georgia taking this game.
There's a reason why I put King of Upsets this week. Give me Boston College for the upset because Georgia Tech's looking ahead to Georgia next week or their next
Boy,
game.
that is the ultimate trap game. You're crazy. I'm not taking that one.
All right.
Iowa
This
at
makes me.
USC.
And I'm doing this. This is for Brandon. No Lincoln Riley. Go Iowa.
All right. Iowa means yes in Arabic. My dad used to live in Egypt.
Oh my
So,
goodness.
yes, Iowa will win.
I also am taking Iowa, so this is a sweep. But it's actually not because stinking Lincoln. I think that Iowa
I was
offense is better this year than we've seen in a lot of years.
Yes, it is.
But that Iowa
And their defense
defense
is stout again.
is that same brand of
Yep.
Iowa defense that Iowa plays. And I understand they
Exactly.
are at USC, but USC doesn't play defense. And I don't think they're going to be used to that kind of defense.
Only
And
reason,
USC doesn't bring fans with them so at home. So
on,
Iowa will get to play.
yeah, only reason I would fear this game is Iowa's not at home with their fans. Let's be real.
I think it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm not worried about USC. I don't think Lincoln Riley's going to be able to get it done. Iowa knocks them off. Virginia Duke.
I'm gonna go with the upset here. Give me Duke.
I'm doing the same thing. Duke.
I'm on island again. I just
This is me personally.
Virginia's
This is
been
going to be a
playing a good
crazy
brand of
weekend.
football. They only have 2 losses. I understand Duke's record's 5-4, and they just came off a big win. You're going into Duke. It is hostile territory. Virginia's gonna continue to do what they've been doing. I think Virginia's legit.
Okay.
All right, what other games we got
New
here?
Mexico State at Tennessee.
Tennessee with a molly wop.
Yeah, that's
They're going to score 70.
Tennessee will be putting a graveyard under Neyland Stadium.
they'll be singing Rocky Top before it's over.
They're going to be singing Rocky Top before it starts.
Florida at Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, not even close.
You know, I was going to go with the upset here, Brandon, but then this one's actually a tough game for me. But since they're at home, I'm taking Ole Miss.
Upset alert.
There we go, Brandon. There we go.
Florida is not a very good team, but they're playing for pride at this moment, and they're playing spoiler. Florida upsets Ole Miss.
There you go, Brandon. See, I like that one. Yeah, I just couldn't take it this time. I've got enough upsets.
Florida is just a greedy, grinded out team, and they play defense.
Yep.
Ole Miss's offense is a little suspect. I know that everybody thinks they're good, but man, it's really been their defense keeping them in games. Their offense has been putting up points. Like they've been doing their job. But Florida's defense is a
Yeah.
little tougher than people give them credit for. That offense is hit and miss, and
Yep.
they're 3-6. Lagways do.
I agree with you, buddy. I agree with you.
Utah at Baylor.
Utah.
Coach Bacon is rocking with
Utah.
Baylor. He's got the Baylor Bears.
Is he?
Yep.
I got to go Utah on this one.
I'm taking the Utes as well. I think they're legit. I think they've got a real shot at the Big 12 championship. They're on the Big 12, right?
Yeah.
UCLA at Ohio State.
Go ahead, Corey.
I'm putting my camera back on. Hopefully, you guys don't lose me, or I don't lose you, because this is my upset of the year. UCLA goes at Ohio State and wins.
You have no idea what the heck you're talking about.
I just have a quick question here. Corey,
That sound like Rod?
were you in the garden? Were you in the garden before you made this pick?
Nope, no garden. I just
Did that sound like Rod?
I
I
said
see
this
some
is
white.
I was trying to sound like Rod. Did I
I
sound
I
like
see
see
Rod?
some white stuff right there.
Yeah.
I'm taking Ohio State. I ain't touching that upset.
No. Hey, listen, I am rooting for UCLA in this game. You have no idea how hard I am rooting for UCLA in this game. I might get to watch a little bit of it because and I'm going to go ahead and give my pick first. Texas is going into Athens and going to put BTA. We are going into Athens.
You know
We
what?
are going to upset number 5 Georgia. Arch Manning, since the overtime win at Mississippi State, has been playing a different brand of football. All of Texas, since that overtime win at Mississippi State, has been playing a different brand of football. And I'm going to be 100% honest. Gunner Stockton is up and down. They're usually a second half team. If they come out and they play like they did last week against Mississippi State, who is not a very good team, by the way, even though they did take us to overtime, I didn't think we were a very good team at that time. If they play like that, it's going to be really hard, and they probably will mollywop us. But if they play like they played 3/4 of this season so far, and it's only where they only play the fourth quarter, they are not going to have enough time, just like Vanderbilt. And Texas has a really good defense, and Arch Manning is playing a better brand of football. Give me them Longhorns to upset number 5 Georgia.
Corey, you go first.
The eyes of Texas are upon us. I'm going for Texas.
All right. We have the headgear. Lee Corso has the headgear. I got the finger gear. You ready?
Let's say it.
I can't do it right because of my fingers, y'all. But hook 'em horns. I can't stand Georgia.
That was a sweep besides what Coach Bacon say.
He said Georgia.
Yep.
I told him he's gonna be upset this weekend. He said, "Stop it."
Ha ha.
That's why I can't wait. I'm gonna send him this episode when it gets up because I want him to see this what I said about his Oklahoma. That's gonna be hilarious. He's gonna have a good time with that. We miss him. We miss
Sorry, y'all. My
you, Coach
fingers don't
Bacon.
work too well, but
We enjoy you being on here. We look forward to you every week. Sorry you couldn't make it this week. I hope your wife feels tons better. Uh, TCU at
And
BYU.
I'm still waiting on my hat.
So that was not TCU at BYU is the last game of the night. Really mad that they took my thunder because the Texas game should be the grand finale.
that game would never be at 10 o'clock, Brandon. It's a
I'm going with
East Coast game.
Provo. BYU.
BYU. Give me the Mormons.
Give me them horny toads.
Going with the Horny Toads, huh?
Ribbit.
I don't know that.
Horn frogs. Sorry.
Ribbit.
Give me TCU. I like the upset here.
There you go.
Ribbit.
I
I
like
went
your
with the
take.
Mormons last
I
week
like-
and they let me down. I went against the Mormons twice. Maybe they'll win out.
There you go.
Give me TCU.
There you go. I told you this weekend. I just have a gut feeling it's going to be upset day.
You know what? I went bold with Northwestern, but they want to get bowl eligible with everything that happened. This is the one game I think they can make that statement. Not saying they will, but
I think Michigan and Ohio State are looking towards each other.
that's why I said that.
No, that's very possible. I think both of those are trap games. I think they are looking towards each other. I think Michigan's going to be the only one besides Indiana in the Big Ten championship game to really give them a run for their money. Texas, it started off really shaky. They've really improved. OU, don't count them out. Like I'm rooting for them, but John Mateer, you know, Black Squirrel can find a nut. They beat them last year. They could do it again.
Yep.
They might be. I mean, I don't think Alabama's looking ahead. I don't think they have anybody else left on their schedule, do they?
They got Auburn.
I don't think they're looking ahead to that. That's a really bad team that
But
just lost the coach.
Hey, you know what? Auburn, and Corey knows this. Auburn knows that game to Alabama that no matter Auburn could be 0-10 and go in and win the wildest game.
Is there a chance? Not is there a chance. There is a chance. What do y'all think? Would you think Brian Kelly would go to Auburn? You think Auburn would be dumb enough to do that?
No, that's not Auburn's guy. I mean, one thing about Auburn, they've had a lot of character coaches that were should have been well received. Brian Kelly is not an Auburn fit. Do you agree with that?
Oh, I agree, but they need a program builder.
yeah.
And he's been known to build programs, so it wouldn't surprise me if they went that route. It would be a dumb move.
Yeah.
I think it would be a dumb
I
move.
think
Now,
it would be done.
see, that's why and I know Dio. If you're listening, I know Dio pushes me back on me all the time about James Franklin. It's not that would I take him at Clemson? No, but that don't mean that he can't go into these lower tier SEC teams and make him relevant program builder type. So that's where I think his better fit is at the Auburn, the Arkansas, the Kentucky. I know, Dio, you're listening wherever you are, but I'm right, you're wrong. Love you, man. Miss you.
I kind of like it. I kind of like Brian Kelly to UCLA. Somebody said that to me, and I kind of like it. I think it was Dio that said that.
Yeah.
I do too.
But I'm 100% sold. My gun to the SEC.
I want to
Mike
see Mike
Gundy,
Gundy.
you said it. Mike Gundy to Florida would make a lot of sense. Mike Gundy to Arkansas, but I heard a rumor that Dabo Sweeney could be in play at Arkansas.
If Dabo goes to Arkansas, I could see Mike Gundy going to Clemson.
Yep.
I would not mind that at all.
I could see him going from the Big 12 to the ACC because of the. I think Mike Gundy would want to compete in the SEC because of caliber of players and the recognition you get and all that. But I also kind of know Mike Gundy without really knowing Mike Gundy, and then that's not his style. He's a laid back dude. Um, I
But
don't know that
let me ask y'all this.
LSU would be a good fit, but I could see him kind of doing a Les Miles.
LSU would, LSU is a rabid, but that would not work for Mike Gundy.
I don't know.
Let me
They took a
ask you
shot at
this.
Les Miles.
Les Miles was he was a good coach, but he had that laid back personality. But after the way Brian Kelly did, I don't know. I don't know what
All
LSU's
right,
going to
let
do.
me ask you this, Rod. Would you agree that Mike Gundy and Brian Kelly are solar opposites? They are complete opposite.
100,000
Okay.
percent.
Would you agree that after having a coach like Brian Kelly, you're probably thinking complete opposite, right? Now
Absolutely. Mike Gundy made.
you've already taken one OSU coach. What did Les Miles do down there in LSU?
He did win a national championship, I believe.
Bingo. So it
I
really
can
would
see
not
it.
surprise me. We watched it
It
with
wouldn't
Brett Favre and
surprise
Aaron
me.
Rodgers. Are we going to see it with Les Miles and Mike Gundy?
And see, I agree with you. That's why Dabo to Arkansas kind of threw me off the loop because when Danny Ford, the coach at Clemson, when they won their first national championship, got in trouble and was fired, he went to Arkansas to coach. So it might be the same parallel there.
I'm gonna say the thing I said Mike Gundy to Clemson if Dabo leaves, but then I got to thinking about that, and to be honest with you, if you go from Dabo to Mike Gundy, you're kind of going to the same coach.
You're right. I mean, that's the point I'm making. You know, wh- here's the thing. You got to look at. I'm gonna go a different direction to make this point. You look at University of Florida. Besides Urban Meyer, you've hired 6 coaches that haven't gotten you over the hump. At least 5. And you know what? Ultimately, you gotta get this hire right. And I think Clemson with this, if Dabo does leave Clemson, I think you got to get this hire right. You can't wait 2 or 3 cycles because of the program he's built.
I mean,
What y'all think? Am I wrong?
that's the thing about like we keep saying that this coach built this culture. We keep saying that man, it was the organization and the coach collectively as a whole.
No, but you gotta understand where Clemson was when Dabo
No,
came in.
I understand where Clemson was, and then I saw what he did. I remember watching
And
Sean
you know
Watson,
what?
and I remember watching Trevor Lawrence. I saw what they did.
You gotta understand this though. Clemson had not been relevant in 30 years. I mean, Tommy Bowden, Bobby Bowden's son
You're
went
speaking
there,
like a
started the
fan.
progress.
You're talking like a fan right now.
What?
You're talking like a fan right now. You don't
No,
want to
I'm
see
talking.
your organization go through 30 years of bad stuff, but every organization goes through it at one point.
You're right. But ultimately, when you, all right, even as a fan, you look at Nebraska. When Nebraska had Tom Osborne, this is the point I was making. Since they had Tom Osborne and Frank Solich, they had not been relevant till Rule got there. Okay?
Right.
Ultimately, when you have this type of program that Dabo has built and you are able to recruit nationwide, not regional, you need to sustain that pipeline. Because when you lose that pipeline, you're losing a lot of talent, you're losing a lot of momentum you already created. That's as a fan. I want to see that pipeline continue because we are bringing some of the top talent in the
You
school.
change coaches, you're going to lose that pipeline.
Not
Yeah.
necessarily.
Listen, I'm a Texas fan, right? Texas offers scholarship going, right?
Right?
If I'm a fan, if you can now you can insert Clemson into this, right? No matter what, coach, no matter what players I get, no matter what offers I get, if I get one offer here, I'm taking that one offer. Now, there are salesmen, recruiters that go outside of those kids that want to come there and they sell their program. They sell their school. They sell your coach. Now, there's a lot of people that may not be Clemson fans, but really know about Dabo's coaching. I want to go play for Dabo. I don't want to go play for Clemson, but I want to go play for Dabo. Dabo's gone. You lose that pipeline. Now you're looking at parents are looking at the new coach. Who's this coach? What's he proven? What's he done? How can he help my son? Right? Because we're all greedy when it comes to our kids. How can he help my kid achieve the NFL? Not how hard can my kid work and get there. Not how much can this coach help my kid put the work in to develop. How can you get my kid to the NFL? How can you make my kid money? Right? If you have an unproven coach or Dabo Sweeney, which one are you taking?
I'm taking Dabo, but there
So if
again,
Dabo leaves, you're
if
losing
you
you're
get,
losing your pipeline. You're losing a lot of recruits. No matter what happens there. That's gonna happen with
but
any
then,
coach taking
but
over.
then, but then again, and here's the argument to be made: James Franklin, Golish, some of these guys still have. It may not be the same pipeline as Dabo Sweeney, but they still have a pipeline.
So you guys are gonna go
That's
from
what I'm
Dabo
saying.
Sweeney to James Franklin? You want James Franklin at Clemson?
No, but
Hey Bird, I hope that works for
you
you.
got have
Hey,
that.
I hope that happens for you, Bird.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this: when you have somebody that has been a head coach before, compared to some of the names that we've had at Clemson, like Tommy West. Tommy West came from University of Tennessee, Chattanooga. 2 years there, was the suckiest coach Clemson ever had.
That's why I don't know him.
He didn't have a pipeline. That's the point I'm
Okay?
making. I mean, when you can go out and get a decent name, you don't want Tristan nobody when you're coming off the kind of success that Dabo has had. You want it may be a different pipeline, but you want somebody that has that pipeline. That's what I'm trying to say. Do you not agree with me, Corey?
He
No.
won a pop pipe, but I can't say I agree with you.
Let me break this down another way. Let's look at big boy football for a minute. Coach Schottenheimer walked into the worst offensive production the Dallas Cowboys have seen in probably 20 years. Unproven coach, unproven head coach, has the offense rocking at its highest level since Mike McCarthy. Right?
Right.
Unproven coach. Nick Sirianni, unproven coach. Went to a Super Bowl, lost it. Didn't make a Super Bowl. Got beat in the first round. Won a Super Bowl. Unproven head coach. What are we talking about? You're acting like an unproven coach can't do it.
You're right. I'm not saying an unproven coach can't do it. I'm saying that.
Now you're saying as a
All
fan
right,
you don't want to go through 30 years. I understand that as a fan. I don't want you to go through 30 years.
but that's going to be big shoes to fill. You gotta have somebody with.
Now you got to get your
That's
emotional
like
attachment out of
Alabama
it.
when.
You got
You're
shoes
right.
to fill at every coach has shoes to fill.
All right, you win that debate. That you got me there. You're 100% right.
Golly, you
Kellen
gonna cry
DeBoer,
over Dabo?
Alabama, what shoes you got to feel?
We're gonna have to have a moment
What?
when Dabo leaves. We're gonna have to have a moment of silence. Rob's gonna light a whole bunch of candles and incense.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a weird deal.
it will be.
Listen, no, I won't be lighting no candles. I'll just
I'm probably
be.
gonna get a text message
Crying.
saying I need a personal day.
Yeah.
No, I might need a fair day. Y'all send the cash up so I can go get 2 turkey legs for $40.
Oh my
Thanks.
goodness, here we go.
Yeah.
All right, guys, this episode has been brought to you by Heaven Sent Hellbang Gear. Go to hshbgear.com. Get your 15% off with promo code MARRIED. Styles Apparel, where we keep you in the latest fashion of women's styles and apparel. And Dugout Mugs. Guys, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Peace.
See ya.